What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Blab. I appreciate you stopping by. And without further ado, let's blab. So, wanted to talk a little bit about the Pokemon hobby today, and then we're also going to touch on Obsidian Flames. I find the Pokemon hobby very, very interesting. Some of the people you meet in the Pokemon hobby are some of the smartest, most intelligent, understanding individuals that are making moves, making plays, talking about them, being genuine, all of those sorts of things. And then there are also some other people that literally couldn't rub two brain cells together. And I was thinking, like, why is this? And what I kind of came to the conclusion is Pokemon is a hobby that you can make kind of as big as you want with as many people as you want, and it's also something that you can do kind of like an insular thing that you can collect on your own and do those things. And I do think that a lot of these people that are just really not intelligent kind of go into some of these card games, some of these video games, these other worlds because they don't know how to kind of interact with people, right? They say things that don't really make any sense. They put out content that is clearly and obviously skewed or one-sided. Everything from investing or other things. I find it very funny, and really the only conclusion I can come to is that some of these people are just kind of hyper emotional and unintelligent. Um, yeah, that's really like the crux of it. Anything that is outside of that, I mean, like the idea of not being able to like say words that are like second grade level words, or not being able to read, or just not understanding how to do like basic things. Is something that I've found in the Pokemon hobby. So it's really interesting, like the delta there between, just super interesting, intelligent people and just absolute dummy herd mentality morons that just kind of hear one thing and that's like the story they go with, right? And that goes, all the way from small things to, major investments. I think it's funny, right? People that don't think they're part of the herd mentality are definitely part of the herd mentality in one way or another. That's really all I have to say about it. If you want to listen to one-sided goofies, that's on you. If if Blab's rent free in your head, that's on you too. That's really all I have to say on that matter. Next, I just wanted to talk about Obsidian Flames. If you watched any of my older content, this is one of the sets that I believed long term would do well. And why is that? Because there's a Charizard on the box. Doesn't matter how much the Charizard's worth, doesn't matter what the set is worth, what this or that is worth. If it has Charizard on the box, it will do well in time. So, right now we have a $300 plus Obsidian Flames booster box. This is one of those boxes where really not too long ago, 6 months ago, you could get around the retail price. I did say that I have been making short-term plays, selling a lot of super modern sealed. This is one of the sets that I have not been selling, not been moving. And that is because it does have a great booster box. This gives you a better image of it. Charizard on the front, Tyranitar on the top, even Dragonite on the side. Just a fantastic looking box for a sealed collection. And then if we move over to the Elite Trainer box, again, this just jumped up to 150. It was like 120 like 2 days ago. If we look at the 1 month chart, I mean, literally 3 days ago was $116, and now the cheapest you can get is $150 before tax and shipping. Again, what makes this box so good? Well, it's a red and black box. It's just a good color scheme in my opinion. We got Charmander on there, and it's a Charizard set. It's really that simple. Is this the most expensive ETB? No, it is not. It's beaten out by a handful of other ETBs actually. But if we look at the Obsidian Flames exclusive Elite Trainer box from the Pokemon Center, this is, I believe, the second most expensive ETB. You're looking at almost $800 with tax and shipping. And why is that? It's a Charizard box, right? Even though Obsidian Flames, it's not a great set, yada, 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 we do know that the promo card in both the regular Elite Trainer Box, as well as the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer Box, is the best promo card maybe in the entire Scarlet and Violet era. That includes, all of the collection boxes, all of the other ETBs, all of those things. The promo card in this set is the best, in my opinion, and also in many opinions of other people. If you don't know what the promo card is, you can pull it up real quick. It goes together with the Stellar Crown, Bulbasaur, as well as Squirtle. All three of those cards, this promo and those two cards, are fantastic. Everybody hates on Stellar Crown, which is great. Stellar Crown has some of the best illustration rares with those two as the headline. But because your favorite YouTuber tells you that Stellar Crown is the worst set, you will never buy it. Everyone's saying MSRP, MSRP. You can pretty much buy Stellar Crown or Shrouded Fable at MSRP. If you are one of those people that loves to rip open packs, the idea that you can't get XYZ set and you can't open packs is kind of a facade. If you just like opening packs for opening packs, looking for chase cards, things like that, you can do that with a handful of sets in Scarlet and Violet. Can you get a, Paldean Fates ETB on the shelf? No, you can't. But the idea that you can't get some sets and you can't open something at MSRP is ridiculous. Also, the ETB as well as the booster box are quote-unquote the best investments, blah, 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 even though there's definitely a track record of specific collection boxes that do very well over time. Also, something I'm not moving and looking to get a bigger position in is the VMAX, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon boxes. Those are fantastic. But if you look at even recent sets like Destined Rivals, you can get that Mewtwo EX box for damn near retail, MSRP. Maybe you're paying a few bucks extra at an LGS store, but you can get it right around the MSRP price. So if you want to rip open packs, it's certainly something you can do, either with Stellar Crown, Shrouded Fable, or even with collection boxes of some of the best sets, like Destined Rivals. Some of these collection boxes have obviously Destined Rivals as well as Journey Together and things like that, but beggars can't be choosers. If you want to rip open packs, that's great. That's your MO. You certainly can still do that. I do know a lot of people also were upset that I sold slabs like 6 months ago, sold pretty much all of my slabs, all of my cards 6 months ago. It's kind of crazy, right? Like making decisions for yourself and like moving things when they make sense to you gets you hate. I find that interesting. I've also been called a scalper because of making short-term plays. So you can actually make short-term plays on new product and also on older product, right? Like if you bought the Bubble Mew during the time that it was, going down 5 to 10% a week, what would you be doing now? Maybe selling it when it comes up, but because it's the herd mindset, the hive mind, they tell you that it just goes up forever. Why would you sell if you're so invested in what another dude tells you online? And you so believe them and they're literally your hero, why would you not do what they say? I just find it really funny that the specific people that like ride for each other and the specific people that hate each other, it's actually quite hilarious. It's fun to see, and it makes the hobby interesting. I do find it hard to maybe consistently post repetitive things. I kind of like this is interesting to me, right? Like Obsidian Flames, if you go back to earlier videos of mine, I've been talking about Obsidian Flames, and now finally it's getting its shine, right? I think I even said maybe on a live stream that like Shrouded Fable, like at or under MSRP, is not a bad buy. Sorry, that's my perspective, right? But because the herd mind, the hive mind, they hate that set, that it can never go up, right? Like the Dusclops, Dusknoir, those cards are terrible, yada, yada, yada. Do I think it's the best set in Scarlet and Violet era? Absolutely not. But Obsidian Flames was right next to Shrouded Fable as like one of the worst sets, right? Stellar Crown down there too, right? Except for Obsidian Flames is now up. What happens in 3 months, 6 months, a year when Shrouded Fable is out of print and nobody is able to find it at MSRP or yada yada. You can literally get from a handful of different sets Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes for like $100, right? Everyone's freaking out about PC ETBs are like the number one investment. Also, like PC ETBs, for me personally, are not a god tier investment. I mean, if I'm able to go on to Pokemon Center and grab a PC ETB, that's great. If it's like $300 at release, we're turning that over and putting it into other stuff. If you think it's a good idea to hang on to PC ETBs, then you make that decision. The problem is in the Pokemon hobby, in the YouTube space, nobody makes decisions for themselves. They wait for their favorite YouTuber to tell them what to do. And if a YouTuber, especially a bigger YouTuber, is making a video about X, Y, or Z, the moves have already been made, right? Like you sitting there with your, 3 ETBs or your stack of, blooming waters or what have you. It is funny to see that like people tell people to buy something, and then you literally see other YouTubers start to show off that they bought the item that their Lord and Savior told them to buy. It's quite hilarious. But yeah, I mean, for this video, it's just Obsidian Flames, right? Like when everyone said this set was trash, Blab was buying it, right? When this was like almost a year ago at this point, right? So I did not get it for under $40, but we are talking in that, MSRP-ish range. We're talking about going to card shows and getting it for $45 to $55. And what, did that triple in the last 3 months? Right, yeah. So how are everyone else's investments doing? Do we think that maybe moving off some product when it makes sense for you individually is a good move, or do we have to wait until our favorite YouTuber drops a video? And then, I mean, guys, this is the second, I believe it's the second most expensive Pokemon Center ETB. So, I mean, I certainly don't have as many of these as these, but these were not moved. I just don't think it made sense to move them. This was also about a year ago. I didn't think it made sense to move in this range. But now we're up here, so maybe we do move them? I don't know. Do I think that this is decent long term? I do. Is there going to be less liquidity for boxes that are $1,000? Perhaps. It's something to think about, but it's just, it blows my mind that when people make 100%, 200%, 500% gains on an item, they don't even think about moving it, right? Like in the stock market, if you make 10% a year, you're doing well, like time after time, right? And I get it, that's compounded. This is a different kind of investment, but it's hilarious that people think, 50% gain or 100% gain, you shouldn't even think about moving it, right? Because Pokemon always goes up. But that is because we have dummies in the hobby. Some of the dumbest people I've ever met are Pokemon YouTubers. Some of the dumbest people alive are Pokemon YouTubers. You can see it in the way they speak. You can see it in the way that they create videos. You can see it in the way that they drive a narrative, that they delete comments from people that they don't like, that they don't give two sides to a story. It's just very, very funny. But I guess you can't really control a narrative unless you're, doing those kinds of things. But it's good to see that these big YouTubers, when they say things, because you can kind of see where the hive mind's going to go, right? Like where they're going to make plays. You really got to look at things that haven't been made a play yet, right? Like, I'm sure I'll get trashed for saying Shrouded Fable at MSRP is not horrible, but there's been no move on it, right? Like, Paldean Fates, I think I was talking about Paldean Fates like months ago. There wasn't really a move on it. It has maybe the chase card of the era in the Bubble Mew, but people didn't really care. The Bubble Mew started to go down in price. Where are we now? Anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by. I think I'm going to be talking about the promo card. I mean, we're kind of past that initial promo boom of 60, 90 days ago, but take a look at the Mewtwo EX from the 151 Ultra Premium Collection, and then take a look at, I think it's my first or second video ever made. Yeah, talking about picking that card up at $30, and now what is it? Almost $100 shipped. Same thing with the Charizard from all the different Charizard boxes, or not boxes, all the different Charizard cards from the Ultra Premium Collection. those have all shot up as well. Also talked about that months ago in my first or second video. So we'll see if we want to bump out a video like that or what we'll do. But appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.